What's up, YouTube? It's Adam from Standale, Michigan. Decided I'd make another video. A video of me in the van driving. I figure while I'm driving, I do a lot of thinking in my head, so I might as well get some of it out while I'm driving. And you can ride along with me inside of my home. But last night I didn't stay in the van. Last night I stayed at my mom's. I was just too tired to really do much. I don't know, I just had a rough night the night before. But yeah. So just to clear it out here, if you're not from around here, then and you're watching this video and you're in a different state, I technically, Grand Rapids, Michigan is where I live. Standale is just kind of like a little town on the outskirts of Grand Rapids. It's still Grand Rapids city limits though, so if you're ever trying to look up on a map maybe where I'm at or whatever, it's Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is where I was born and raised. There was some time where I was out of state. I lived in Las Vegas, Nevada, and Oklahoma, El Reno, Oklahoma, for a little while, and then I came back home. So, but actually, I just returned my power inverter because I wasn't using it. I originally had gotten it for a heater, but I actually ended up getting the little propane little buddy heater, way better than using an electrical one and trying to run down my battery. So I returned that, and I got a big moving blanket that I can use to hang up or whatever I'm going to use for it. But I get some questions lately about where I stay in the van. You know, I can pretty much park anywhere. Anywhere that you can park your car, I can park, except for any place with free Wi-Fi. I try to stay away from those. I try to stay away from McDonald's or Burger King or anywhere that has free Wi-Fi, because if you're in the parking lot for probably over an hour, I would say, and they happen to notice that, they're going to call the cops because they're thinking that you're stealing their Wi-Fi. So I stay away from places like that. I mainly sleep inside of a parking lot of a store called Meijer. Meijer is Walmart's competitor. They're not nationally known yet, but they're slowly getting there. That's where I actually used to work there too. But I have other spots that I can stay the night at. Different parking lots that are kind of in the middle of nowhere. Rest stops, hotels are a good spot too. You know, there's always cars at hotels and always new people, so they never really notice much. They don't really pay attention. But that's a good spot too. As far as like I don't know, eating, I've been eating at my mom's lately. Have a good meal there. Here tomorrow I'll be getting a little burner that I can put on top of the propane tank. I got a friend that's actually going to give one for free, so I'm going to get one from him, and I'll be cooking on that here soon. That'll be cool. I can't wait till I cook my first actual meal inside of my van. Also, people are wondering, you know, how long do you plan on staying in the van, Adam? Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I've been telling people April, you know, but maybe June, maybe a little longer. Depends on how it goes. I've been saying that, you know, I do want to save up money and get my own one-bedroom apartment, but if I'm able to save up enough money and get maybe a tow-along camper or something like that, I'll do that. I'd much rather be inside of my car, inside of my van, and inside of a camper if I can. But I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know how long I can stay in here with my dog, Gunner. She's a husky / pit bull, so she's gonna get pretty big in the next couple years. So I might have to end up finding a little bigger place for me and her. But this saves me a lot of money. People are wondering about money, how much it costs and stuff. Well, my van's not the best on gas. It gets 17 miles to the gallon, so it's kind of crappy. But at the current prices, which are $3.20 a gallon, I have to put $66 in just to fill her up, and that'll last me a couple weeks if I'm careful. Also, you know, I pay my insurance and my phone bill. Insurance ain't much, that's $150, and then that's full coverage. And then I do have a van payment, sadly. I know, car payment's not very good to have. That's why it was hard for me to keep a 2-bedroom at $635 a month and then keep a van payment. Now when I tell you the van payment, I already know it's way too much. But hopefully with saving up money, I'll be able to kind of give them some more money and get them to get this payment down more a month. But currently I pay $430 a month for my van. Okay, and then having to pay for a 2-bedroom, that was just, it was too much for me. And then not only that, I've been wanting to do this, so, and the opportunity came along, so why not jump at it, you know? Oh, what else? I don't know. Let's see, born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I like to fish, do stuff like that. Let's see. I've done wild, crazy things in my life. Maybe I'll tell you a couple of those. When I was back in 2004, I lived with my friend Brad and our other friend Corey, and we had just decided one day that we had enough of basically living in Michigan. So, and I was only 18, 19, and it was like, well, New Year's was coming around for 2004, and figured why don't we go ahead and hit the road and see where we can go. So one night we got all drunk and hammered, and we decided that we were going to start looking for a place, and we took a map of the United States that I had, and we put it up on the wall, and we also had some darts, and we threw some darts at it. Wherever the darts landed that was interesting, we said that we were going to go, but nowhere interesting. And then the next morning I woke up with a hangover, and I seen a commercial for Las Vegas, Nevada, and you know, being as crazy party as I was of a person, I decided we should go there. That sounds like a fun place. I ran up past them, and they said, yeah, let's do it. And my buddy Brad, who was the main money one, the dude with the money, I didn't really have any income. I had just quit my job at that time. But so he said, yeah, let's do it. So we did it. He hooked us up with a place, and we drove cross country. It took us 3 days non-stop. We didn't stay inside of a hotel or sleep at a rest stop or nothing. We just kept moving. The car was pretty messed up after that. I mean, after you go 3,000 miles, and who knows the last time that we had an oil change before that, and even check the fluids, you know. So we went 3,000 miles without stopping, put that car through hell, but luckily was able to pay for getting it fixed, which did cost a pretty penny, but that's alright. But while living there, we started our own skate team, group of skaters, because I was heavy into skateboarding, inline, BMX, any of that stuff, and so we had our own skate team. They were called Vegas Border Patrol, VBP, and we go around and do little skating things and stuff like that. That was fun. And then after that, you know, some things happened in Vegas that stay in Vegas, and we had to get out of town. I did get involved inside of the wrong things. We had gotten involved with gang members and stuff like that, so it was just kind of like other things that happened with our friend Corey, and we kind of had to bust up. So luckily my friend Brad had a cousin that lived in Oklahoma, and he said, yeah, come on, stay. He had a self-contracting business and stuff, and so we went there, and I worked for him, and I did contracting, anything that had to do with building. We would rebuild places, anything, whatever I had to do, we did it. Siding, stuff like that. And then on the side, being in the middle of Tornado Alley, what else is there to do but chase tornadoes, you know? So it was the middle of the tornado season that we happened to be there, and I had my video camera. I have those videos still. We chased tornadoes. That was exciting, a lot of fun. Never been that close to death, but that was cool. And then I just got sick and tired of it. People had attitudes, and things were going down there, and I just didn't feel safe. So I says, you know, I want to come back home. I want to come back home to my family. So I came up here to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and then stayed with my mom and stuff. Eventually got a job at Meijer, and then met my wife. We had one son, and then got married, and then had our daughter, and now we're not married. We still are technically married. We're not finalized divorce, but that's where we're heading right now. We were married for 5 years, together for 7. And I never really thought that my life was going to turn out like this. I always wanted to be married and have 2 kids and have an exciting job and stuff. But life just sometimes doesn't go the way that you want it. So I'm just making do right now with how my life is going. It's not the greatest, but you know, you always just got to keep looking forward and keep moving forward. But I got my dog, Gunner. She keeps me occupied. She's my little daughter. So a little buddy inside of the car, right? Inside the van, right? She don't mind it. I got a little colt the other day. That's cool. Take her out to the park and stuff. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be heading to the park right now, and she's going to run around, have a little blast, and I don't know, we're going to sit around and then eventually do whatever. But that's a little history on me. I'll try to get back at some comments and stuff. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe? Probably next video I'll do some shout outs to the people who are subscribed to me. One dude that I will shoot out to, though, if you want to ever check it out, he's lived in his van for 2 years. He is on YouTube. He is just type in "living the van life." He's from Seattle, Washington, I believe it was, and he's helped me out a lot as far as watching his videos and seeing how I wanted to start and do all this stuff. So I watch him, so what's up to him, and hope he's doing good. I'll be watching his videos too. So go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and check him out too. He's pretty interesting. So alright, well, I'm gonna go. You guys have a good day, and I'll catch back up with you guys here soon.